Now, it is exactly 18 days since 31-year-old Joyce Syombua and her 2 children, Shanice Maua and Prince Michael, disappeared after visiting her estranged partner, Major Michael Mugure, in Nanyuki. Police are awaiting the call log details from Joyce's phone before announcing the next steps of the investigation. Waihiga Mwaura is in Nanyuki, and he retraced the final steps of the missing 3. Take a listen.
On the night of Friday, the 25th of October 2019, Joyce Syombua and her 2 children, Shanice and Prince Michael, were headed into Nanyuki town. Now, she was bringing them to meet their father, and they expected him to pick them up at the Nanyuki main stage. In his statement to the DCI, Major Michael Mugure of the Laikipia Air Base states that he picked his partner and 2 children from the Nanyuki main stage, and they all spent the night at the Nanyuki Air Base. On Saturday, the 26th of October 2019, a friend of Joyce, Farizana Syombua, inquired about their visit to Nanyuki, and Joyce told her via SMS that they had woken up well and were taking breakfast at about 9:30 a.m. 2 hours later, Joyce messages Farizana to inform her that when she went to freshen up, she returned to find that her husband had allegedly taken the children for a tour of the base. In his statement, Major Mugure does not mention much of what happened that morning, but indicates that at some point, Joyce called a friend of hers from Timau to come take their kids away so that they can iron out some domestic issues. A court had earlier this year ordered the Major to pay maintenance costs for his children after DNA tests had been carried out to prove their relation.
The husband was not in good terms with the wife for some time.
It is alleged that the 2 of them remained at the base until 3 p.m. before proceeding to a hotel in the city for a late lunch and possibly a night out. The 4-story Kirimara Springs Hotel is another location of interest in this investigation. According to Major Peter Mugure, he and Joyce Syombua spent about 3 hours here on Saturday for a late lunch. That's between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. What happened after that, however, now that's the mystery. Michael says in his statement that he received information from the Laikipia Air Base that he was urgently required to handle an emergency. So he cancelled the family night out and escorted his wife to the Nanyuki main stage for her trip back to Nairobi. Their children met them at the stage and he bid them farewell as they boarded a vehicle. That is the last time he claimed to have seen his family. But according to Joyce's friend Farizana, in her statement to the DCI, Michael never returned with her children once he allegedly took them for a tour of the airbase in the morning. Farizana eventually tried to reach Joyce on her phone all of Saturday night and Sunday morning to no avail. Joyce's phone was discovered on Sunday at 3 p.m. in a public service vehicle belonging to 4 NTE Sacco in Nanyuki. The vehicle had just returned from a trip to Nyahururu. Police are hoping that phone call logs and GPS tracking will shed light on movements of the missing 3. Family members continue urging the police to fast-track their investigations and find out where their missing loved ones are. Major Mugure, meanwhile, refused to speak to Citizen TV and instead directed our inquiries to the KDF Communications Office. Reporting for Citizen TV, I'm Waihiga Mwaura in Nanyuki.